Welcome back to episode 84 of the Block Runner Podcast. I'm your host, William, always here with your co-host, Iman.
What's going on, Will, dude?
Dude, and today we're bringing in Corv. Welcome back.
Yep, I'm back, guys.
Dude,
It's
it's about fucking time, man. This feels like a whole different experience, obviously.
Yeah, and not only that, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. We've had a huge...
That's normal for us, right?
Nightline edition.
Yeah, this is like super X-rated edition.
What the
Not
fuck,
really.
dude? Nobody's getting naked in here, dude.
We're getting into some
Nobody better
deep
got
conversations.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man.
Going in deep.
So we've been talking a lot about what's been going on in the
Personal
NFT world
and the personal realm, right?
Yeah.
A lot of personal shit going on, dude. So it's like, can't ignore that, obviously.
No, absolutely not.
Nobody's here is like fully automated mech bots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of real world shit that's been going on. So
Yeah.
we have to, like, every now and then we got to regroup.
Got to make moves.
Yeah. We got to, like, realign and shit, like assess. I think that's what this is all about. Like, we're just kind of like, it's been a while since all three of us have been together and, like, I don't know what you want to call it.
Like, just in the same room.
Just bro out, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a fucking while.
Reporting on life.
Yeah. But there's also a lot of, like, not technical shit that we need to talk about.
Yeah, there's plenty to go over.
Yeah.
And we're going to cover.
And joining us.
If you haven't noticed.
What do we got here, man? Who are these characters?
You tell me, dude.
So we got Ethermon characters here with us today, plushies.
Beautiful.
Fresh off the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, these beautiful, probably handcrafted.
Yeah.
I don't know, from
Yeah,
some place up the far east.
Some one-of-a-kinds.
Yeah, dude, but there's something special about these, right?
Yeah.
Willis, can you explain the technical?
So we got a scratch to redeem NFT here, made in the Guangdong province.
That's right.
New materials. Okay.
Well,
Batch 0001, January 20.
Okay, so these are OG Ethermon plushies, dude. These are the first.
These are the first set, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many is made in a batch. Well, I guess
These are unclaimed NFTs, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's like this could be the future of commerce, dude, or the future of like goods. Like you go to a store, hopefully it's a smart store, like no employees and shit like that. You just walk in there, you see like a whole shelf full of these plushies. They all have these like RFID like tracker scanners on them or whatever these are. And then you go home, you just kind of like split this bitch open, do a little scratch and sniff,
and then you got the digital.
Scan it, and then then all of a sudden this thing's prancing around in Decentraland or something like that. You know?
Yeah, dude.
Feeding it and
you're feeding it,
battling it.
So thanks to the guys at Ethermon, Aiden and Eric, for sending this to us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
this is their first set, and they just sent it to us because everything that
we've been helping them out.
Yeah,
assisting them create their metas on for deployment on MetaZone for Decentraland.
So tell us, why is it taking so long to get the egg nest out?
is that right into that?
Let's just jump in.
Is that what the people are wondering?
Yeah, they're wondering. At least the early adopters of the egg nest, for sure.
That's okay.
Right. No, it's a little bit more extensive because that one has smart contracts that are, that Ethermon have created back in the day, and so we had to integrate those smart contracts for the purchasing and the hatching and all that time process. So we pretty much got it done. So I think we have a meeting with them tomorrow to talk about what's the deployment process.
A meeting in 10 hours actually.
Yeah, less than.
I didn't even
less
think about
than
that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
That's part of it now.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. So so they have an egg process of their existing game, which calls an existing smart contract, and they sell eggs for ETH, and then the player gets an NFT of an Ethermon, and so we're using those same smart contracts within Decentraland. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and because of the whole, I guess the whole gas fees being pretty high, they've opted to use MetaZone for off-chain transactions. So now you get an off-chain, you make an off-chain transaction. Well, you make a transaction, and we track it off-chain, and you can opt to, once you get your Ethermon hatched from the egg, then you can put it on-chain.
Okay. So if somebody purchases this egg, they'll wait to hatch it, and then they'll own an Ethermon off chain, which they can then mint on chain, and then put it on OpenSea or whatever it is that they want to do with it.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. But even like when it's first birthed, it's an off chain thing. It's immediately deployable and interactable in world, right? Like, is this?
Yeah, even if off chain items are still interactable in the world.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can feed them. You can.
It's just So what's the claiming process going to be like?
I think they have something on their website that has you can put your address on there, and then you'll see which mon you have, and it'll have an indicator that it's off chain. And
now,
mint it.
Now these Ethermons are like progressible, right? Like they don't just start out like nothing. Well, they do start out like
Level
babies.
0, babies.
Freaking babies out of an egg. But through your gameplay, that's how you
Progress.
get them higher experience, right? And level wise and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's going to be reflected in the NFT itself, or is that like a MetaZone specific like attribute?
Yeah, since they want to deploy these little creatures in Decentraland, they added a different type of experience points, which is DXP.
That's true. So that is on the NFT on OpenSea.
Yeah, and you can take a look at it on OpenSea and see that data changing.
That's awesome.
And there's people already like doing this, right?
Yeah,
like,
there's people at like level 50 on their Chiari or Cobras.
Yeah, because those were the first two. Those pre-egg nest days. If you had a garden bed, you had access to those two.
Mm-hmm.
And they were fully engaging with them, and because like they don't die, right? So they don't actually die.
Yeah, they don't die.
They just remain stagnant if you ignore them.
Yes.
Like so you have to actually invest some time and whatnot to level them up.
Yeah, and to be able to battle them, you'll need to put some energy into them, some food, feed them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a whole.
So it's not like
crypto game.
Yeah, let's get into that, like the game battle mechanics of it, because you can make like an obvious comparable to another popular crypto game, Axie Infinity. These are like little fucking creatures that are eventually gonna duke it out.
Three versus three.
Yeah. Same kind of like turn-based game mechanics, but the difference is in Axie's universe, they're like the Axies you end up with are kind of like RNG in a way.
Yeah, the Axies you end up with
the combat
are
mechanics
RNG.
wise, like the combat skill attributes. But in the Ethermon's world, you have to kind of like earn the game utility of the characters themselves.
Yes. You can improve the skills of your Ethermon by playing the game.
Yeah.
And the game is going to be like a turn-based game. They're working on the details at the moment, but yeah, it's going to be like you have to choose the right move that your opponent might, where you think they're going to use a certain move, so you kind of counter their move.
Yeah. So you kind of anticipate whether they're going to dodge. So you give you unleash a weaker move because you expect them to dodge, and then you can unleash the stronger move because they can't dodge after dodging.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Because you're going to like dodge a
Just
certain
like,
amount of times.
It's like strategy.
Of course, strategy.
Kind of reading the other player in a sense.
Yeah. Just like these real popular like card games like Hearthstone. I guess the blockchain version of that is what Gods Unchained or something like that, or Chain Gods Unchained. One of those card games, but it's the same thing. Where, like, the strategies you're playing down a card, which essentially is like a move, right?
Yeah.
But this is like a 3D version of that, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's
live action.
Yeah.
In Decentraland, they'll be using a WebSocket server and everything, so it'll be high end activities.
Yeah, and so Ethermon has a couple of things to share eventually, which is going to be interesting. But one of the things is they want to do a dig event pretty soon. And so we'll be helping them out with that and coming up with some marketing materials for that.
And it'll be in tandem, I'm pretty sure, with the Egg Nest type of event.
Yeah, because you did a pretty good video. Have you seen Iman's video?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Thanks, dude.
I don't think we can show it yet, but
it'll be out there.
It's damn good.
Yeah, probably whenever you have this podcast out, it'll be.
Yeah, that's true.
Visible. Yeah, I try my best to like really get the emotional aspect of this thing.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm already in love with these things. Just these things are freaking cute as hell.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember like freaking owning a Tamagotchi and shit like that, dude. I was a little dumb child, but still, like just that little freaking pixel display was enough for me to be like, dude, this is
fall in love.
A lot, yeah.
Digital
love, dude. Why not?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's kind of like you want to play off those emotions in these little trailers and stuff. I don't know. That's the way I approach it.
Yeah.
I think that's
It's pretty good, man.
That's kind of like what's.
You have the touch, man. I don't
Think
know.
so?
Yeah, well, I don't know what it is. You just like naturally just come up with these edits.
I appreciate that, dude. I don't know, man. I really like it. I like this whole Ethermon stuff. I think it's something that's not super obvious yet, as far as like especially like the whole gameplay part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah,
Decentraland is
it's
a
not
giant
obvious.
experiment, right? People are all trying to figure out how do you gamify this virtual world. So like we're kind of like doing it in incremental steps, but
Yeah.
it's not obvious what the end goal is going to look like. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
Which
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
we could sit here and talk about it all day.
You've actually claimed that Ethermon could make Decentraland Ethermon land,
Yeah, that's I mean because
and it's there's a chance.
you think so?
I think there's a chance.
So in order for that to happen, what needs to happen? Like the game has to have so much like desirability. Like people they can't control themselves. They got to buy these things.
Yeah,
And like they need to there's so much demand for it that there's so much potential to metify it, I guess.
yeah, yeah. That's for
Right?
sure.
So
Yeah, I mean, what will it take? I mean, I guess accessibility, visibility. Like anytime you're in Decentraland, you see like Ethermon pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, that's
And-
what I was going to think of. Like, the features from Decentraland have to be there to like
That's true.
support like a
yeah,
full
what
on
features do you think are missing?
cross-world experience, which would be like if you're on a different land that doesn't have any Ethermon meta content on it, then you don't see the mon. So that's the big missing
That's true.
piece of the puzzle that Decentraland needs to have, like code.
Like a pet category or what?
I think it's more so code that runs alongside your player. So right now it's the scene code is on the land
Mhm.
itself. So as soon as you walk onto another piece of land, like a different piece
Something
of
happens.
scene code is running.
Yeah.
So instead, they need to have like code that's attached to your player avatar. That
Interesting.
way, you can run the Ethermon follow me, pet little piece of code, and then it'll be with you everywhere you go. And then whenever somebody else sees you in their land, you run that little follow me.
Dude, that's
Ethermon.
huge.
And supposedly Decentraland is working on that. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know what the timeline is, but it's probably a little bit further away.
Yeah, you would think so because, like, I mean, Ethermon's been around for so long. Well, there was like a prior version, right? Like Ethermon or something.
Ethermon, yeah.
And there was other games in Decentraland like Chain Breakers. I think God, there's so many. I get my name shuffled up, dude.
Yeah.
There's so much shit out there. It's
Battle
insane.
Racers.
Yeah, like so. But Chain Breakers, like I remember they had like a little auditorium with like their
They
own
did.
little pets.
Yeah, they had little pets
So
too.
like pets is like nothing new, dude. Like when we first came into Decentraland,
yeah.
that was the first thing we thought.
Yeah,
of,
I don't
dude.
think we even told Ethermon that we planned on doing a pet game too.
Game.
Did we ever talk about it on the
Well,
podcast? I
so-
think we tried to be hush mouthed about it.
Yeah, we
'cause
did. Yeah.
We were like, dude, this is gonna take over the world, type shit. You know?
Yeah, for you people looking for what's that thing called, the
Mystery egg.
the mystery egg? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the mystery egg, is that we wanted to come out with our own pets. Because we knew a pet game in Decentraland would be the highest potency of value.
It's true.
Of anything that you can think of in Decentraland, a
Yeah.
pet game would be the most valuable thing that you could do.
Yeah, because it's kind of like cracking the code of Decentraland's like use case is like is retention and like
Replayability.
re-engagement.
Yeah.
Like what better way of that is
And
like
NFTs and
Yeah.
But
And then-
and it's like if you have something you actually care about that's like existing in that world, like if you neglect it, these poor things just kind of like this is what happens, dude. Like,
they're too cute.
yeah,
So-
dude, you got to build an attachment to these little things. So pets, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Like,
that replayability.
did that timer
Bring 'em
ever
back.
run out?
It ran out, yeah. So the story is we had a timer. We launched an Easter egg, right? We deployed it in Decentraland, and it was there during the Decentraland launch, February 2020. It was there, and it had a timer, and that timer counted down. Actually, it was there way before the Decentraland launch.
Yeah, before they
Like-
chose the date to launch.
How
At
did-
least 6 months.
How do we pick the time?
So we thought of this game, right?
Oh.
It was going to be called Guardians.
Yeah.
And we said, all right, let's give ourselves 6 months. If we can't really come up with anything in 6 months, then, it was too hard or whatever it was, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
So 5 months into this thing, Decentraland launches or announces when they're going to launch. And they announced it like within a week of our countdown clock.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Like within a week. It was like 5 or 6 days difference.
okay.
And so 6 months ago, we sort of inadvertently predicted the launch event for Decentraland.
Yeah, a significant event was going to occur
Yeah.
at that time.
Nobody ever bought our mystery egg though, right?
We didn't allow.
It wasn't.
purchase.
Yeah.
Oh, it was never.
People
But people
about
were
it.
asking though.
Yeah, they
They're
still
like,
ask.
Hey, can we buy this thing? I was like, well,
For what, dude?
well, no, yeah.
Well, I guess because like the mystery, dude.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
goddamn mystery is like so. Dude, Dapcraft knows how to hustle that mystery element to their shit. To their,
You know, if you think about it, if you
things.
tap into the speculative side of things, we could sell mystery eggs. And like just tap into the speculative side of what this mystery egg could be.
Yeah.
And like that's it. It's just a mystery.
It's just like an open meta. What would you categorize that as though? Like a game,
Like-
decoration, a
Yeah.
I don't
Building?
know, speculative asset.
it's its own class of its own. Mysteries.
Yeah,
class.
mystery.
It's just yeah.
But then I mean I would feel bad because there's like little intention to do anything with this mystery eggs.
Unless we set a date and we're like, yeah, we're going to make something happen.
Yeah, unless we intend to do something and some sort of date, then yeah.
Is that any more crazy than people fucking
You're
fighting
yield
it
farming?
out for pineapples and NFTs
Oh, no.
and shit on yield farming?
It's less
platforms?
crazy than that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. Before the whole yield farming craze, I'd be like, "Well, you're fucking stupid,
See-
dude. What are you talking about?"
Oh, for sure, yeah. But I feel like we have this air amongst ourselves that we're sort of ethical,
yeah.
right? We'd feel bad if we just sell stuff that has like no
Yeah,
function to it.
True.
Yeah, and for me as a developer, that's not fun anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, what? We're
Yeah,
not gonna do
there's-
anything with it?
it's
Nah,
true.
Let's make some action happen.
Well, then see, that's the thing.
That's why we
where the
switched-
speculation comes in, dude. Because it's gonna be created by Corv.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
gonna fucking know. It's like, hey, this guy's selling mystery
Ain't gonna
eggs.
Ain't gonna
Like-
sit on it and do nothing.
Yeah.
Something's gonna
Something's
pop
gonna
out.
happen at some point. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy these while they're cheap, maybe in the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
once we kind of partnered with Ethermon, we kind of shifted gears onto like a more
That's true.
different type of game style.
So yeah, we could have legit done that, but then yeah, these guys came around.
yeah, and then they're like, well, we already have 200 of these. And then-
Yeah, they're already like the 3D models. Well, not the 3D models, but the 2D models, right?
no, I
2D.
think
2D and 3D.
2D and 3D they had.
Damn. Okay, so they were positioned.
Yeah,
It's just the only thing they were missing was what?
the distribution.
Yeah, the MetaZone
Yeah.
Yeah,
aspect.
yeah,
So it was like the perfect marriage, I guess, of
It
like,
was.
of technology.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a missing piece in Decentraland from the developer standpoint. Is like I can make cool stuff, but I would have to knock on everybody's door to sell it, and then if I sold it, I have to give them the source code, and like it's there's so many barriers. So again, not to like rehash MetaZone and like its origins and why we exist.
well, yeah.
But for you new people, we definitely recommend that you go back and watch those videos because they're riveting, and there's a lot of learning. And
Especially right now with I mean, for all the creators out there that are working on the game jam games, like they should definitely take a gander at MetaZone and check us out and
absolutely,
see what that distribution is all about, so we can help you distribute your content and make money off of it. So
I think any developer who doesn't know about MetaZone and they try to sell their content, they quickly realize that there's a huge problem, and they'll find us and they'll be like, oh shit, this actually solves the problem that I had when trying to sell my stuff.
We've seen that happen already, right?
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah.
We've seen a small little influx of game jam participants, like just organically,
Yeah. Discover us.
just discover us. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not out there pushing like on these people. We probably should be, but we're not.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like they're finding, and that's the feedback they're giving us. Like, yo, this is exactly what we need. Because a lot of them, you kind of like Decentraland's onboarding these devs. They're giving them like a little taste of what's possible. Kind of like
Right.
the same thing that we experienced when we first came into the world. But then, yeah, like you said, eventually they'll come to the same conclusion as us. Like, fuck, how do I fund any of my development
That's
in this
right.
world?
So that's a good
It's a
segue.
fucking problem, dude.
So, one of the things we talked about in the last podcast is really making things sustainable for the developers in Decentraland or anybody getting involved into the metaverse.
yeah.
And one of the things that Iman keeps talking about is we are not tapping into 80% of the side that actually funds these things,
Yeah.
right? Funds yield farms to games in the metaverse where nobody's tapping into it. So the way to tap into it is to provide speculative assets that people can speculate on.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that we're working on right now is providing a MetaZone token for the platform, and this token will eventually be airdropped to all the landowners who bought metas and all the creators who made metas. Would that be correct?
Yeah, airdropped. Yeah.
So
So all these key events that occurred. So like a purchase of a meta, a creator deploying these metas. So all these.
It's very similar to wearables, like mechanics, in the sense that they're incentivizing activity on their marketplace, essentially. Like if you're buying art, you're earning a token. If you're selling art, you're earning a token. If you're creating art, you're earning.
And it's all 50-50.
50-50 what?
Between
like splits?
Yeah, the creators and the buyers.
Yeah. See, that's weird. I don't understand like the weight of the splits yet. Like
well, it's just creators.
It's like
and
transaction based. Like just like every time you do anything, it's just like a ping.
If somebody buys one of these creations, then
the creator
also gets a cut,
and the buyer gets the same split
amount.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Really?
So it's all based on volume. So if there's a ton of volume, then you get very little tokens because everybody's buying and selling, right?
Yeah.
And so if there's not a lot of volume, then those who do buy and sell during that low volume state get a ton of tokens.
I see. Because there's 75,000
Because there's
every
75 every week.
That's never going to change.
That's not going to change for 200 weeks.
What happens at 200 weeks?
That's it.
Oh, it just runs out.
It runs out, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So what's cool is that I
didn't know that detail about it. That's
cool. Their
cool.
tokenomics is they only have 25 million tokens. So our token is probably going to be very similar to that. Maybe
we could do it that way.
20, 30 million. Max.
Yeah, we haven't figured out a number yet. We got to do a lot of research as far as like what's the purpose of like how do these people come up with these
arbitrary amounts.
Yeah. But like what is it?
You could choose the amount that's given out every week, and then you multiply it times how many weeks you want to do it. That's how you know the full max amount.
Yeah.
But it's like, is there an advantage to having more tokens?
There is. So let's talk about Tesla just for real quick. So Tesla, their stock was worth $1,500 at one point, and then they did a stock split recently. And the reason why they do stock splits is so they can market the stock's price to the people that haven't gotten into Tesla, that want to go into Tesla.
Yeah.
And they can buy a full stock.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, retail investors.
Yeah, like when you understand it, like it doesn't really make any difference. Like
it doesn't make a difference.
But from a behavioral psychology perspective, it actually does.
And an access standpoint. Like you can't spend $1,400 when you can spend like $300-$400.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true. So there is an advantage. But then it's like
So that plays a role in selecting how many tokens. Like for example, in Yearn Finance, there's only like 28,000 or 29,000 tokens. That's why it went from $400 to $40,000 in like a couple of days.
Yeah,
because there's only 28,000.
Yeah, but that's still like a monstrous run up in
for
valuation.
Sure. From a percentage standpoint, it's a monstrous for sure.
But do you think that scares people away? Like if you're like a newbie? And
yeah, I mean, right now,
could
any one of us afford a full Yearn Finance token?
Yeah, but we understand you don't have to own.
No, you don't.
A full Yearn Finance. Like
no,
you can just
don't.
buy a piece of it, just like you can buy a piece of it.
But still, it's so...
But not everyone knows that. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
the psychological aspect.
You're having hesitation right now, so then for sure there's some kind of...
Yeah, so if they did a stock split, you have access to one now.
Exactly. Because they'll be worth hundreds of dollars if you split it like 50 ways.
You could probably write that into a smart contract. Like
I've never heard of that
capability of dividing up
It's rebasing, so it's a function within smart contracts. That's what the rebasing that happened on YAM, that's why it failed, because they added too many zeros in the rebase.
That's so crazy, dude.
Yeah. Damn. They added 9,000 octillion tokens.
Now that seems like a pretty hard to make error, or is it not?
It seems maybe the dyslexic person, with a period here versus there.
So it obviously, I mean, every contract's susceptible to human error.
Yeah.
That's the problem with not getting the audit, right? Is
that's right.
You don't have the...
Yeah, if they had it audited, it's
then it's not on him. It's on whoever audited this contract.
Well, even then, it's still everybody's screwed anyways. Because
that's true.
Yeah.
The platform's kaput.
It's done. Yeah.
Fuck.
So that's why they had a migration plan for YAM version 2, which, I mean, I stopped following it because the whole thing seemed kind of weird to me, in terms of actual valid use case.
Yeah.
So I just didn't pay attention to it. So there's a version 2. They're doing a token swap and something like that. So
yeah.
But nonetheless, so the idea, so we got to pick a number in terms of total supply of tokens where it's accessible to people, like meaning the token is worth in the dollars, not thousands of dollars. But it's not something, something like reasonable, like, 10 cents or whatever.
Yeah. The thing that I'm seeing, like, of a unexpected, or maybe it is expected, like, awesome value add of these tokens, especially for Rarible, is that because in our current Ethereum ecosystem, like, pretty much every marketplace is, like, in a dead zone right now. But not so much today, but, like, let's say the last 3-4 weeks during this DeFi craze, because gas fees were so high. So if you go on to, like, non-fungible or whatever, there's not much activity going on except for on Rarible. I think it's because of this whole reward mechanic where people, if you're transacting, at least you're getting some kind of kickback in token form that it can kind of offset whatever gas fees you're paying on that exchange.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Because like they're the first ones to introduce like this grinding mining mechanic to your like marketplace activity.
Man. And it's a thing that we talk about all the time, man.
It's like, aligning incentives.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's all we do. That is the foundation of MetaZone, is aligning those incentives. I mean, the token just exemplifies and focuses that alignment with an actual, asset that you can trade, you can speculate on. So it just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I mean, the good thing is that we have Rarible as a go by, and
every industry needs that breaking that
icebreaker.
Innovator,
because
the first domino, right?
Yeah, because we can see what they did and either improve or change stuff that fits our model a little bit better.
We could definitely, like, because we have a completely different marketplace. I mean, we could they only have like a small transaction fee because there's no actual
that's true
upkeep
minting
required for them.
Minting an NFT. The reason why they take the 1 or 2% is because the platform doesn't do anything else besides mint them.
Yeah, and facilitate like swaps between owners, pretty much.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it doesn't do anything. Now, from MetaZone's standpoint, every single little application that gets submitted into MetaZone is an app that needs upkeep.
That's right.
Right? Because Decentraland, as good as they are, they're always updating the world and therefore breaking stuff all the time. And so it's sort of our responsibility to fix it if it's like a MetaZone related problem. Yeah. Right now, if it's like the actual creation problem, then it's up to the creator to fix it. But nonetheless, we
facilitate, assisting them to fix it as well.
Yeah,
that's legit manpower,
right?
And that needs to be
Corv
financially compensated, or else it doesn't happen. Like
exactly.
in any endeavor.
Yeah, imagine you like buy these metas and deploy them, and all of a sudden they stop working, and we're taking 1% of every single cut, and there's no incentive to like maintain it because it's just not enough funds.
So the way you offset this, if for any creator who has like a problem with this 30%
there we go
allocation, that's where the tokens come in handy. Like, because
this is another incentive.
Yeah, like if you increase your token allocation or your staking, whatever, you could reduce these fees potentially to 0%. But in our case, because we're going to be also holders of these tokens, that favors us because people are.
It improves the value. It increases the value of the token.
Yeah, because there's less in circulation, I guess, because they're actively staking these tokens. They're taking them out of circulation, so that's going to improve the value of it. So it's kind of like offset the 30% we need to maintain the proper functionality of the platform.
That's right.
In token form.
That's right.
So like this is a new like business model here that we're kind of like tinkering with.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, the platform has to sustain somehow, dude. If everyone's paying 0%.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we gonna do here, dude? Like, how do we do that?
Yeah, definitely not sustainable.
That's for the tokens. So that's I think is a beautiful application. Yeah. I bet you like fucking you're gonna see like mainstream apps
absolutely
using this technology at some point.
Chico Crypto just came out with his own video explaining different business models for companies accepting cryptocurrency. Like one of them, he said that for Netflix, you can stake X amount of Ethereum or Bitcoin eventually into their platform, and you have access forever to Netflix as long as you keep staking the money with them. They'll take that money and they put it into some yield compound finance, whatever it is, and earn interest on it collectively to earn income. And so this has several implications for like the wider economy. So right now, there's an incentive to force the obsolescence of your laptop and your phone, because the company that's selling that laptop or phone wants to sell you more laptops and phones.
It's true.
And so in this token world, they could instead build the best phone ever. You stake your money with them, and they just yield farm all the tokens for, you know, everybody who stakes with them. And they have an incentive to make the best phone because there's only so many tokens to stake, right? There's a limited amount of Bitcoin. There's a limited amount of these tokens, and therefore, if you stake it with them, it's an extreme value for them to make money off of being staked on their platform. So think about that. I mean, imagine having a laptop that lasts 20 years just because there's an incentive for it to last 20 years.
No, is that a thing? Can you actually build that?
Well, you probably can't because it's technology, but
yeah, that's what I mean.
But you can have a car that lasts, you know, 1 million miles. You don't have to replace it.
Yeah.
You know, so things like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's stuff that you wouldn't buy up front. So like a Netflix account, it makes sense. Like, how much could they make per month off? How much money do you need to invest for them to make, you know, more
money than the $10 a month?
Yeah, more or the same of the $10 a month.
Yeah,
off of your staking, because you, as a benefit from a consumer perspective, is you're not spending a dime.
You're not spending a dime.
But you're gonna have to stake a larger amount, I'm assuming, in order for them to extract that equal value.
And then for them, it's like, as long as they, you know, earn off of the yield farming, the specific token that they want to invest in, then those few pennies or the few tokens that they get, you know, in the future are going to be way more than $10.
That's right. Exactly.
So
it's true. So if anything, it's just an alternative, revenue model for already existing entities. Like, they don't have to just 100% swap.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, fuck traditional finance. Like, I mean, we could just do both.
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
It's a good way to onboard the crypto, like, fanatics.
Yeah, so let's say you're Netflix, and you'll be like, hey, crypto community that's growing like, 50% year over year. Mm-hmm. If you just stake 1 Bitcoin into our platform, you have access to Netflix forever. Yeah. You keep your Bitcoin, it's staked on our platform, but you gain access to Netflix forever. Yeah. As long as it's staked.
I could see like a where Facebook could get involved in this, like where they partner with like all of the Silicon Valley companies, and it becomes one just group. Yeah. That's how they fund their bank entity. The liquidity that they're going to siphon from all these membership tokens, basically.
Yeah, and then they can
loan all this money out.
Yeah, dude,
Zuckerberg's thinking about this. I know he is, dude.
Now he is, especially with all his yield farming. He's paying attention for sure.
He's cooking something up. All those motherfuckers are.
They got a. What is it? I guess that's Apple. That's what I'm thinking. That massive office. The
little disc.
The disc.
Have you seen
their
office?
Their campus.
Their campus.
Yeah. They can't even call it an office, dude. That's like a goddamn
a spaceship.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It can be launched.
Yeah, it's housing like thousands of people. So somebody's thinking about this stuff for sure.
Yeah, all over. Yep.
The difference is like, they're like not decentralized entities, so they have way more regulations to battle and shit.
Yeah.
They're just juggernauts, dude, and like the government's watching their every move at this point because they're already like too powerful. So like anytime they're trying to like extend their reach even more, it's like now we want to control finance. Like, hold up, motherfucker, dude. You guys,
You know, it's funny.
Slow your roll.
They just joined Congress on another little talk. I mean, it was like maybe like 2 months ago. Tim Cook, Microsoft, Google, all those guys were all there. You know what's funny? Every time they ask them about competitive, like anti-competitive, like practices that they're implementing, they're like, "Well, we're not as big as Google, and over there they're being anti-competitive over there, but what we're doing is being more open." But they always pitch themselves, these juggernauts of companies, as not being as big and equally competing with everyone else on the same platform. Yeah, which is clearly not the case. Mm. There are no competitors to Facebook. There are no competitors to Google. I mean, Apple has some competitors, but they're a $2 trillion company. Who's really competing with Apple?
Yeah. It's like Epic and Fortnite and how they were trying to get rid of that cut that Apple gets. So it's
what was the deal with that? they just didn't like the split. They didn't like that Apple was taking so much. And then
No, I think it wasn't just the split. I think there's a portion of it, but I think the problem was that they were trying to sidestep the subscription that they had or something, and not use Apple for it. So it was the split, but it was also the fact that they're being anti-competitive.
Who?
But Apple was.
Oh.
Yeah, you can only use their
I
subscription model or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like from MetaZone's perspective, is we're going to build these smart contracts for payments, but creators don't have to use our smart contracts. They can make their own and manage their own transactions on their own game if they want. We're just offering to make it easier on the creator's life just by using our smart contracts.
That's right.
Like it's totally up to them to not use it and manage the hundreds of transactions or thousands potentially on their game. Especially if they have splits.
And Ethermon is they had this on-chain egg, pricey, and they were not going to use our MetaZone payments platform, but now that they wanted to improve that as quickly as possible, now they're utilizing the MetaZone payments. So
yeah, I mean, ultimately for the creator, it's just easier. They can focus on the game, making it fun, focusing on the 3D assets and animations and the gameplay and growing the game versus having to deal with whose transaction did what and who's splitting the what and
yeah,
that's what it's all about, dude. Yeah, it's giving devs that freedom,
the tools
and the freedom to actually focus on what they want to do.
Yeah, same thing with the advertisement. Like even Ethermon has asked about it, and other creators are using it. The ad platform tool is another example where you can just
if you have a flat surface on your creation, just slap an ad platform on it, add functionality to it.
Yeah, the MZ ads will take care of the rest.
Yeah,
and you can earn while other people deploy this thing on your land, and it's another split where the landowner gets a cut and the creator gets a cut, and MetaZone provides this platform to do that.
That's right. So
that's our job as building all these tools to make it easier for creators to make their content that you can live off of it.
Yeah, and that's really what it's about. We just want to make it easier for creators to make stuff within Decentraland.
And also to inject the value into the ecosystem to sustain what they're doing, because think of it as Ethereum was this open platform any dev could use when it first came out, similar to how Decentraland is, but it didn't explode until the proper tools that were created. I guess you call them in their world, they're just standards, right? Where devs can actually deploy these tools to their benefit to create their whatever mechanics they need to start a community or to fund their projects, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think Decentraland is going to take off until that similar tool set is available for developers to, kickstart their endeavors into this metaverse world,
Yeah, for sure.
I think. I mean,
we're
we're speculating here, but
and we're diving into, further and further game development. So we started with some Corv games, and we kind of made an example business model off of that, and now we're transitioning to learning about NFTs via Ethermon, but we've always had our zombie game in mind, and and now it's being enhanced, and now we're going to build tools for other creators to have NFTs in their game.
Yeah, it's kind of as you go along and start developing these things, you just start to recognize okay, this is missing. So we gotta either build it or or it's just gonna suck.
It's not gonna enhance the Decentraland.
That's exactly how we come up with MetaZone. Is that you build Block Runner and you deployed it, and you're like, well, that was hard. So why don't we make it easier for everybody to do this? And then it just kind of expanded from there.
Yeah.
So what was some of the other stuff that we were going to talk about?
Well, I think it was first the NFTs we're going to be focusing on. So we had a conversation earlier about should we mint on mainnet NFTs or should we just right off the bat use sidechain? And I think we sort of agreed that it made more sense to make the NFTs on mainnet and then do what everyone else is doing and pick a sidechain and just adopt a sidechain.
Yeah, we're going to do some research before we fully choose that route, but yeah, it seems like the most logical at the moment because there's a lot of people that are okay with paying those gas fees to get the the NFTs in their wallet. So we're gonna go with that as our default plan.
So the process would be everyone who owns a meta will be able to claim the NFT for that meta. And so there's a couple of things that our platform needs to do is recognize the NFT and then be able to deploy it if the NFT is in the wallet and the same address as the land.
Yeah.
So
And that would be like after smart contract completion.
Right.
And so we're going to get a GitHub account. Like we have our GitHub
public
account. Yeah, we're going to make some public deployments of the contracts that we're working on. And
okay.
Yeah, once we have all the features on it, which should be pretty close to being done.
So and that functionality is already there with Ethermon. All right, if you have the Ethermon NFT in your wallet, then you'll see it in land. So it's the same concept where if you have the Meta NFT, you can deploy it. Right, it's the same thing. It's just applied differently.
Yep, definitely.
So and that's why it was important to work on Ethermon, because we knew what Ethermon needed. We needed for our own platform. So helping them deploy their game in Decentraland is actually helping us deploy, the NFTs in the right kind of format and implementation.
Yeah, and then it's a trade of information. I mean, we're giving them the WebSocket, details so they can build an interactive game.
That's right.
For their next metas that are going to be interesting for everybody to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think
announce them.
I think you have the most elegant implementation of WebSockets. Just because there's other versions and implementation of WebSockets, and I think you've looked at them, and the way that you implement a WebSocket is probably more efficient.
A little bit, way easier. Very complex, the write-ups that some other people had.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll get all that information as like a MetaZone like template, so other creators can like take a look at it and utilize it for their projects
for sure.
And Ethermon is going to be one of the first ones.
So we got NFTs, we have the ERC20 token that we spoke of, and so we're also going to allow creators to mint 1155s eventually.
Yep.
We need
very similar to like the food that Ethermon.
And then the upgrades for the weapons for the NFTs, right?
Yeah, and Chrono Zombies materials that get dropped
That's
by enemies, so you can upgrade weapons and stuff. All those would be 1155s that are off chain initially. And you can claim them, turn them mint them basically whenever you want to go take them to OpenSea and sell them, trade them.
So okay. So
can't wait for all that.
Yeah,
that's gonna be that dude. You just dropped so many bombs in one little.
And you know what?
Segment.
It's really to focus on the oncoming wave, because we were prepared for the Decentraland wave whenever they launched. We speculated. We were all like on point with everything in terms of Decentraland on the launch. We predicted that it was going to be kind of a rough ride, like starting, just because everything was so new for everybody. But we got onto that wave. I think we've capitalized the most that we can on that wave, and I think there's another NFT wave coming. And it has started with the Rarible, ERC20s, even the meme token, NFTs, staking. That's like it did like a 300% in a single day just today.
Yeah, the yield farming protocol.
Yeah,
with the NFT reward
with the pineapple.
Yeah,
that's the one.
So to you,
so it's
like
starting
indicators, right?
Yeah, these are just indicators that this wave is coming, and we need to be prepared for it.
Mm-hmm.
So just like Decentraland, we knew they were going to launch. We knew that you can't shut down Decentraland. Like knowing all these things, we prepared for it and we capitalized.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that the NFT wave is coming, we need to be prepared.
Yeah.
And it's going to come within the next 12 months for sure. Just because Bitcoin's going to pop off, all altcoins are going to be popping off, and people are going to have money to spend on something, right? And we're speculating it's going to be on NFTs.
These non-tangible digital assets.
Yeah.
Which almost tangible.
In some cases tangible.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, like who knows what I'm seeing apparently like insurance is being wrapped in NFT now, and I don't even know what that means, but
yeah, I don't know what it means to have insured like 50,000 DAI worth in an NFT.
Yeah.
For like 5 ETH.
But basically, it's getting wild and crazy in the NFT space, which I guess is what you want to see. You know, it just expand the limitations as far as you can get it. That's what's going to generate all the buzz. People are, what the fuck? People are digitizing insurance and stuff, and then that's what's going to get the eyeballs to start looking over here, right?
Yeah.
But of course, gaming is like, that's always been like the big ambition, I think, of this space.
Yeah, for NFTs, yeah.
I think, because CryptoKitties kind of like kickstarted the whole, or maybe CryptoPunks was first, but CryptoKitties was the big
CryptoKitties made it like for real.
popping,
Yeah.
where everyone was like, holy shit. I mean, so that's like a gaming initiative. So
Yeah, CryptoPunks were NFTs before the standard was like in existence.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's a fucking difficult puzzle, man. I spent like a large part of today just kind of like going through posts on Twitter of like failed gaming blockchain projects.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to understand
post-mortem. Just to understand what happened.
Yeah. Like, where did they go wrong? What were they needing? Because a lot of these projects started in 2017, so it's been a struggle these last 3 years to kind of like maintain. So.
Yeah, for sure.
And what it was all the results of the failures was just like lack of funding, right?
Yeah, well, a lot of them got the funding from the initial excitement and craze of the time, so it wasn't that hard to kind of like capitalize on that speculation, right?
But they never had a sustainable like business model.
Exactly. So 3 years go by, the hype goes down.
Yeah.
Now like you have to have a sound market business model to kind of like sustain.
That's right.
But there was none.
Yeah.
Nobody has figured it out yet. Is pretty much is the answer.
Yeah.
The industry standard as far as like how to capitalize like with blockchain technology in the game universe hasn't been discovered yet. But there's been plenty of attempts, but
see, that's valuable information right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're placing our bets on NFTs basically. Like
yeah.
NFTs and tokens. Like there's a merger between both of them.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. That the whole point is create a legitimate ecosystem where like everybody is benefiting. If you're a player, you're a creator, you're a speculator, everybody's like kicking ass in this market,
The one question that we see all the time when people jump into Decentraland is, how do I earn tokens?
Yeah.
And without these ERC20 tokens being minted by game creators, you can't earn anything. It's too expensive to give out mana, right? You can't give out mana to any degree because it's
we tried that once.
Yeah, we tried. It's just not sustainable.
I mean, it was a success. It brought plenty of people in.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can't do that every fucking month.
Yeah, you can't.
It's just unsustainable.
So instead, mint ERC20 tokens for your game and have people play your game and they mine these tokens, right? Just like in Rarible, you participate in the marketplace and you mine Rari tokens.
That's right.
And it's the same thing. So
in Axie, you're essentially doing the same thing by winning your matches. You're essentially mining
SLPs,
which has game functionality to them, meaning like they're essential to the breeding process. So they're not useless like aired NFTs or tokens. I mean,
yeah. And someone on their team has already talked about minting an ERC20 token as a game
governance token.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Is like
So that's another thing we need to think about too, is how we're gonna use the MZT token for governance.
Yeah, at that point you're 100% committing to the like decentralized nature of this whole experiment.
Well,
you know what I mean?
At the very minimum, you are creating a mechanism for participants in your marketplace to help make decisions.
That's correct. In our case, there's plenty of cases for that. If we want to have some kind of community-driven selection process for who gets onboarded onto our platform, like as a game creator, that could 100% be facilitated
like
through
part of the review process.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, shit, dude.
It's like, should everything be available on the store? It's like, we can let that.
Like Netflix is having like a serious problem with that right now because somehow like some child pedo shit got through their fucking.
I haven't looked into it too much, but I know you're talking about
cuties
something. Yeah, something about that.
This is like the biggest of platforms, and somehow that shit got through.
So hold on, I think it was taken out of context. I think there was a trailer where they're showing these like young girls dancing, but I think it was taken out of context, and it was supposed to talk down on pedophilia.
Yeah, apparently, but the point is, there's legit imagery, sexual. Like
for sure, absolutely,
actual sexual scenes with like children.
Well, I don't know.
I've seen. Okay, whoa. I should. I should.
Don't implicate yourself.
Yeah, but I've seen like on YouTube, people reacting to this stuff who've watched the actual film.
Yeah, but
you're right. There's outrage culture is like a thing right now. Everyone's looking for a reason to get pissed. I agree with you.
I mean, but think about it. Netflix has a vested interest not to be showing
that's what's blowing
this
my
stuff,
mind.
right?
Yes.
So it made it through.
Yeah.
So we have to you have to give them the benefit of the doubt because they're not going to destroy themselves. This would destroy the platform.
True. It's like, how do we deny inappropriate content? It's like, well, how are we the judges of inappropriate content?
We're just three dudes, dude. To us, it might be okay, cool, but like in another
in another culture it's like
dude,
the worst.
This is blasphemy type shit.
Yeah. So we
can decentralizing
leave that up to
the community, right?
Yeah, community.
And that's where these governance tokens come in. You know? It's at least you start there.
Yeah.
I think governance is obviously way more complex than just we're just going to have a bunch of tokens and then you guys decide, run the ship after that. Like, there's a lot more that goes into it. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like, you just can't do that.
Yeah, but
we've seen it with Decentraland. Like,
exactly.
they got this basic DAO going, and
it's already like susceptible to attack, essentially.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's attack, but
yeah, I mean manipulation.
There you go.
Yeah.
And they knew it was going to happen. I mean, there's no way, like, we're going to do this governance thing, this DAO thing, and it's going to work right from the get-go. Like,
for sure. I mean, if you think about it, for the MetaZone token, when we do the airdrop, there's going to be a couple of creators and a couple of collectors of metas who are going to have a lot of tokens. And if there's a vote to be had, those guys with a lot of tokens are going to sway the vote. And so, but they should, though. They should be able to sway the vote because they earned it, right?
Yeah. They're the biggest participants or contributors to the...
And so they should have the biggest say.
That's the theory until you can buy these on the market.
That's true. That's a good point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where, like,
that's where
governance tokens are come... Yeah, that's where it gets a little squirrely.
Yeah.
On the theory of it all.
The cuties guy is going to come and...
It's like, here's my meta. It was like little kids dancing.
Exactly, dude. It's like, you guys just don't get me. You know what I mean? Like, but that's what's so crazy. Like, obviously, it's gonna be way easier to filter shit like that. Like, if it was just us deciding these things, like,
for sure,
quick meeting. Like, guys, what do you think of this?
It's like, nope,
dude,
no
fuck
kids.
this. Yeah, but like, and then you gotta put this out there for like the whole community to figure out. It's a much slower process.
For sure,
a lot more debate, a lot more politics. It's like, dude, it's a mess.
Yeah, these are digital kids. They're not real kids. Why shouldn't we be able to have?
It could be different where like everything is accepted and like there's a flagging process and the flagging requires you to put to stake your
and you get rewarded for even
until
that.
It gets noticed.
Yeah,
and
if enough people like
this request to take it down, then
you get rewarded, kind of like a bounty.
If you're correct that it does eventually get taken down, then you get you get the funds from all the staking, the DeFi.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude, there's so much we could do with tokens. It's crazy.
It is crazy, man.
But that's the whole point. That's the whole point of this thing. I mean, that's not the whole point, but it's
the main
point.
It's a really valid use case.
Yeah,
for sure. For tokens.
But the main thing is like actually doing it, like having the funds for us to live off of.
Yeah, that's true.
That allows us to innovate on these like clearly, clear problems that are existing.
But you know what? That helps quell that like fear is we've seen it work so many times already.
Seen what work?
Seen generating a new token and having it be mined and all this stuff, and it's worth something.
Yeah,
like we've seen it provide an actual way to fund a team.
Yeah,
and we're not doing an ICO. This token is not for sale, and it's only going to be purely mined. But of course, you'll be able to go to Uniswap and get it.
Yeah, that's the great breakthrough where like these decentralized exchanges are bringing is like this is possible now. Before you had to jump through hoops just to get a token listed anywhere on these centralized exchanges, but now it's like anyone with like a good enough tech base or like good enough product or project is like you're off to the races, man. It's 100% community driven at this point. Not so much like we need to get on Binance.
Yeah,
we need them to create a trading competition for our tokens so we get this artificial influx of volume pumped into our shit. Like, fuck all that, dude.
Yeah.
There's a market for that. Let them do that, but we're just gonna do things our way.
Yeah,
and see what happens. I think.
I mean, look at Binance. They listed what is it?
Sushi, dude.
Sushi in like 6 days, and it usually takes like several hundreds of thousands of dollars to be listed on their platform.
Yeah, so much for Launchpad, whatever the fuck, Binance Launchpad, dude. Like,
yeah.
But you know what? It doesn't matter, dude. People are still gonna use Binance. They'll be fine.
Man, this Binance has a bunch of red flags, dude. It's unbelievable.
I mean, I feel like I've been saying this.
Yeah, you have been saying it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the space we're in, man. Like, dude, we're so in the experimental stage. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
Like, it's so early to the point where like scaling is probably like our biggest issue.
yeah.
Like,
See, and that's another speculative, aspect to it. Like, who's going to win? Is it going to be Matic or is it going to be xDAI? Because so far, those are the only two I keep hearing about.
yeah,
Yeah, and then there's ETH 2.0 that's eventually going to come out, and
there's like tons of doubters and fudders, right? Like, dude,
Yeah.
it's never gonna.
I mean,
happen.
Vitalik is fudding about it too.
It's true.
So let's not get too crazy on the FUD though.
It's true, man.
But
But it's like, I mean, I don't know. We're at the mercy of like their progress, I guess.
I
don't know.
think if the scaling sidechains work, I think we should just use it, and then because it's really up to us. I mean, we have to make a sustainable business. We have to. There's no other choice.
Mhm.
And if we can reduce our own fees and then the fees of our participants, I mean, that's
Yeah.
going to create the stickiness that we need.
But then we have to be the fucking the brunt like enforcers of like getting people familiarized with this new
Yeah, that's
thing.
That's the
like we have to be the guineas of
Yeah.
like, okay, like now you guys have to familiarize with the sidechain layers and stuff
yeah,
because we're the first ones to like have the balls
We
to
have a
like go ahead
and we
do
have
that.
a support team that's available to train people. So we have to train onboard all
Yeah.
these users.
Sir,
teach them.
you have to switch to the xDAI sidechain network.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
It's like, well, first you gotta go get DAI, and then you gotta
Yeah.
like you gotta go to this bridge, and then turn it to xDAI,
Yeah.
and then it's like, what? Like, I just want to buy my shit, dude. Why are you making it so complicated?
Yeah.
We gotta deal with that.
Yeah, but
Potentially.
the thing is, we can also build all that functionality within MetaZone. It's like, you have DAI, well, use our application to switch to xDAI.
At a click of a button.
Yeah, the click of a button. Yeah,
Well, okay, if we could do that, then
for sure. Yeah, we can
fuck
do that.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
For sure, we can do that because if you go to xDAI, at minimum, the xDAI's website is just documentation. That's like the
Yeah.
beauty about what they're doing. It's like they
No,
have no bullshit.
I like that too, dude.
Yeah,
Because I've been sifting through nothing but shit coins.
yeah.
And just like the
There's,
most
like
brand,
rainbows and
yeah,
colors and like
fucking
flashes.
chads and sushis and
yeah.
shit. And like virgins and stuff. Like craziest shit you could think of. Literally, I'm not even making that up. If you don't know what we're talking
have
about.
you seen Virgin tokens or?
Well, the whole Chad
oh, okay.
verse, Chad tokens, but like the virgin's like the antithesis to that. So it's like if you don't agree, you're a virgin. Whatever, dude. It's a fucking meme.
Yeah.
The point is, then we saw like xDAI is like, dude, this is the landing page.
Landing
is like
page is like docs.
Like finally something that's like legit. Like they're actually trying to solve something here.
right, right.
God damn, about time.
Does that mean we should turn ours into docs?
Well, no, we have like a different,
Different audience.
different audience, different
Yeah.
solution.
Yeah, because we got actual legit
We at
shoppers.
we at
and
least have
consumers.
docs.
Yeah, there is a doc
I think we're
section.
catering to all sectors here. We got catering to devs, consumers, speculators, fucking everyone, dude. God
Yeah.
damn, what the hell?
Investors if they care, maybe one day.
Creators.
Yeah, you can just artists.
Creators and artists, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we would even
creators
like,
of all levels, all skill levels.
So do we also want to talk about how we're going to support the 3D art community?
I think that requires more thought.
Well,
First,
I think at minimum it requires
well, the fact that we're thinking about it is
one
the main thing.
Step one,
Well,
I guess.
for sure. Like as far as like I just love it myself, just because it's a more immersive thing. I feel. I mean, who prefers 2D over 3D? I don't know, but
Well,
I think it's an underappreciated art form. I think.
oh,
What
I
I'm
totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the problem that we're trying to solve is how we get these assets that creators are uploading to be always existent, right?
Yes, and so I think one of the ways is to either use IPFS or Arweave, and then make sure if anyone has this NFT, they're just simply deployable in Decentraland at minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our platform will deploy it. If,
And then some other some other developer on a different platform, whatever it is, can take our NFTs and make them deployable on this other metaverse if they want.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Interoperability, right?
based
Yeah.
off of that decentralized content storage.
That's right. That's right. They just pull the same content from IPFS or Arweave, wherever it's stored, and there it is in like this new metaverse.
Yeah. In the most easiest case would be like a one 3D model that
that functions in different
that you can take into a different metaverse.
So this will get interesting.
We needed this meeting just because we just, dude, there's so much.
Yeah, man,
there's so much. It's insane. Like it's like so many paths to take. Like we gotta figure out amongst ourselves, like, what's the best strategy as far as like go order of things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You made this. I don't know when it was, Iman, but you said that we need to get to like MetaZone to a sustainable point where you and I can spend some time like figuring out how to code. And so we can help, dude.
Actually help instead of just talk.
Yeah.
That's all we could literally do right now is just talk about things, and then hopefully it sticks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, but there's obviously
there's functions.
There's importance to that too.
Yeah. There's functions. There's like there's value for people who can't code, but
of course,
man, if you can code, it's like you're wielding like superpowers, like real world superpowers.
Yeah, you have the ability to innovate
and to create. Yeah,
and everybody else can only speculate verbally. Like this is a
conceptualize.
A possible innovation path.
Yeah, like wouldn't it be cool if this happened or this existed? That's all you could do.
Right.
But if you have the actual skill set, like okay, it's like let's actually
check this out. Try it out.
Yeah, let's do it.
MVP it.
Yeah, check this thing out that I just created.
So at the very bare minimum, like we gotta get to a point where we could dedicate the time to at least get knowledgeable enough to the point where we kind of like know what's what.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Obviously, ideally, you get to the point where you can actually.
Well, at least we could get to a point where we can review some meta submissions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True. I mean. You could do that, but also smart contract reviewing.
Yeah, that too.
Smart contracts would be the most like financially intelligent way to get into this stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
And it's usually readable. So reading it and then eventually creating some basic ones, is a good way. It's an option. To start.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean that obviously, if you can do smart contract development, you can get paid a lot.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely not going to be like our goal isn't to be like
smart contract developers.
Yeah, but it's not like MetaZone's 100% contingent on whether or not me and Will could figure this shit out. Ideally, you want it to be like MetaZone has the resources to
audit,
onboard more people to do this stuff.
Yeah,
expand the team essentially. Yeah. That's our ultimate goal.
We can offer auditing services like at very cheap prices. Like this is not a bulletproof audit, but at least you get our eyeballs on it.
Yeah,
and we have some experience.
See, but that's you have to build like a reputation portfolio at that point, right? Like it's kind of like I'm assuming I don't know how their business model works, but I would guess it's like you need a track record of like positive audits. If you start failing left and right, you're Dunskies, dude. No one's gonna use your service, right?
I mean, they audited the Ethereum DAO, and they got hacked.
Who did?
Somebody.
Some auditing service?
Some auditing service, yeah.
So I bet you they don't exist.
I don't know. I have to look it up, but I would imagine they do just because it was so early. It was like 2014.
There's not many choices, right?
Yeah.
Like, who else are you going to go to?
They're like, smart contract audits? We do that.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's just made out of thin air.
Yeah. Damn.
Everybody gets approved.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shit, back in those days?
Yeah, that was the first time anybody was looking at smart contracts.
It's true, man. Yeah, that's a good point.
So last update, Iman with a new phone over there. So what made you decide new hardware?
This turned into like an ad?
Yeah,
look at this sponsored segment.
What?
Samsung. We love our Samsung devices over here.
Yeah. How big are the
This
bezels on that?
Huge, man.
How big are the bezels on that?
I don't know, dude. As big as my. Just kidding.
They're invisible.
The bezels?
Yeah, man. They're invisible, dude.
This is new technology for Iman right here.
Yeah, all the way to the fucking edges. You see that, dude?
That's incredible, man.
Dude, look at how I look. I look like a Cyclops, dude. Doesn't that look cool as shit? Yeah, man. I've been using the same crusty phone for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it was like made in 1999, dude.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like
I'm not a tech person, man.
It's wrapped around back to flip phones now again.
Yeah, that's true.
Really?
They're coming back.
Flip phone
Dude, I like the flip phones.
Yeah, imagine that screen flipped in half. Like you can just
And bended. Like
yeah, the screen actually bends.
It makes that little satisfying click
Yeah.
whenever
Yeah.
you. It
When you
doesn't
hang
like
up on
shatter
somebody.
the
No, it
glass.
doesn't shatter. No.
That's pretty intense, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always like somebody as innovative as like a Steve Jobs. Like he created like ridiculous new technology, or he didn't create, but he like pushed the innovation forward.
Yeah.
I guess. I always like he died what, like 10 years ago or something?
2011.
Almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And like, dude, we're still holding on to these things. Like, not much has changed.
Yeah,
you
not
know?
much has changed.
Does one man really have that much power? Like, as far as like his
Like
influence of
Envision.
innovation?
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
Elon Musk.
Elon's a perfect example.
The
Clearly,
close-
one man does have that power.
closest.
Yeah.
People are speculating that Tesla will be the most valuable company. You know, I guess that's on top of Apple.
I think Tesla's like 10 or 15 years ahead of everybody else, just because they have the network of cars, like collecting data. That's like, it's worth more than gold.
Dude, and that autopilot is coming soon. There's a big rewrite happening. In December, it's going to drop for the public to utilize. But Elon says that he drives from his home to his office without
touching the
with
wheel.
zero interventions.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
So it's gonna happen.
So it does the turns,
about
the
to happen.
stops, and intersections, and
Fucking Elon.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how this is allowed, like from a government regulation standpoint.
well, they
Like-
compare it to like regular driving because they have the data.
Yeah.
of
So
crash,
they have to prove it first
Yeah.
before like it's road
Yep,
approved.
basically.
Probably.
And I think they have already. I mean,
Oh, I'm sure. You know,
out of all the Teslas out in the road, they don't get into accidents as often as other cars.
Yeah, it's something like 3 to 10 times safer if
Yeah.
you have it
3 to
activated.
10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus, you can't argue with that, dude. You
Yeah.
literally can't.
yeah, that's the data.
That's intense. And
Yeah.
you're saying there's like an event going on next week for the batteries?
Yeah, September 22nd, Battery Day.
Yeah, dude. Maybe we'll
Battery and
record.
powertrain day. That's what they. It's for investors like to take a look at the latest technology that they're working on,
Mm-hmm.
and a part of that is a brand new battery cell that they're going to be rolling out in future vehicles, and that's what the Cybertruck is probably going to use. The semi tray like
Hell yeah, dude.
like the semi 18-wheeler is going to utilize that, and
Damn.
also the Roadster.
Yeah.
I can't.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm all over that
0 to 60
Cybertruck.
Are you?
I'm all over it, man.
For real?
Yeah, that's my
0 to
truck.
60 in 1.9
Dude.
seconds.
Yeah. I never imagined you a truck guy.
I'm not a truck guy. For sure, I'm definitely not, but I am a Cybertruck guy.
That's okay.
And
it's
everybody's-
basically a giant.
Everybody's
Car.
a Cybertruck car.
Everybody's a Roadster guy.
For sure.
Oh, I would rock a
Hell
fuck
yeah,
out of a
dude.
roadster. I mean, anybody would. But
If we get crypto rich, then it might be possible.
Yeah,
maybe.
Hell yeah, dude.
We'll put the on
Turn
on
that
the
into an NFT.
license plate. We'll
It's crypto rich.
like
NFT
what?
me.
NFT. Yeah, either NFT,
Metas.
Meta,
Yeah.
MZT. I don't know, whatever we think of.
Yeah.
If it pans out that way.
Whatever funds that Roadster.
Yeah, just kidding, guys. We're not this vain.
It's his high goals because Elon inspires. So
It's
Yeah,
true,
dude.
man. Yeah, we just got into a segue of like just awesome people.
You know, speaking of like this, talking about like buying cars and shit, I'm more of like, I want solar panel roofs and
Yeah,
like sustainable systems.
So you can
like in my
decentralize
environment. Yeah.
your electricity.
Dude, hell yeah, dude. I'd rather live in a neighborhood where all the houses have solar panels so we can share the sun, dude.
share the sun.
Yeah.
Like if somebody has like excess energy, then
yeah,
like,
they
you just
like
swap it with
shared
your
within the
neighbor.
network.
I think that's
And I think EWT,
Power Ledger.
Power Ledger, all these companies are sort of kind of doing this.
Yeah, they're it's in the works.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. You just tokenize the ownership of that energy.
Yeah.
You just swap that, and then that's your balance of usage, essentially.
That's right. That's
How many
right.
tokens you have. Pretty cool stuff, man.
Who's paying the gas fees on these? It's like gas fees and solar solar
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah, that's funny, right?
Yeah, it seems
Gas
like a lot.
fees.
A lot is
Fuel fees.
a lot is depending on that solution, man. Fuck.
Man, and you know what? We're talking about cryptocurrencies where like only less than 1% of the population is even participating.
Yeah. Well, because of these things that need to be these kinks, dude, that need to be ironed out.
True.
Yeah.
That's
where
Man, if you're listening to this, you're like so early. It's not even like, I don't know. It's not even tangible how early you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't even fear. Like fuck, I missed the boat.
Yeah, definitely not.
You didn't miss shit.
Yeah, because right now, like everything's like bloody red in the crypto markets, but
Yeah.
it's not. Shit hasn't even started, dude.
I agree, man.
Yeah, we barely got these plushies. Like,
These plushies are gonna be worse. I'm calling it now, dude. Ethermon explodes and people realize like this is like the better Pokemon.
Yeah.
yeah,
These are fucking first
Actual-
edition plushies, dude. This is
actual ownership.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
dude. This is gonna be worth 10 G's a pop.
And
Somebody's
then-
gonna buy this lefty and righty for 10 G's. Dude. Somebody, I guarantee it.
Yeah, if they're mint count.
I should probably like disinfect these or something. I don't know. Take better care
Got
of
a
them.
little bit of
COVID all over it.
Yeah, dude.
Got a little bit of COVID on it.
Yeah, man. I mean,
That's how OG they are.
and this is the first appearance on a podcast in the history of the universe.
That's right.
So
Yeah, actually, you know what? We're never gonna let these go. So fuck you guys, whoever wanted to buy
Yeah.
these. What we need to do is like have a shelf back here somewhere so we could.
yeah, we
keep
will.
them just chilling right here.
Yeah.
above our heads.
We're
Yeah.
probably going to be upgrading our environment pretty soon.
Hope so.
By what I mean by upgrading is by changing locations.
Yeah, so there's gonna be
Yeah.
definitely a change in scenery at some point.
Yeah, for
in
sure.
a few months, right?
Yeah, in a few months.
Few months. So look forward to that exciting development.
Yeah, hopefully we can change this black screen to
Yeah, this
Something more, yeah,
bunker.
exciting. Maybe some edgy shit back there too. Just
a bunch
Yeah.
of shelves would help.
yeah.
Yeah, and we can finally buy some NFT art, dude. Like physical.
That's what I've been waiting for,
physical
dude.
art.
Dude, we're definitely like outside of this bubble that's going on right now. Like the NFT art craze.
Yeah. So if you're an NFT artist and you have some physical art that you want us to put in the background, let us know, man.
Yep. We'll
We're gonna
have
be,
it available,
Dude,
visible at all times.
Yeah.
Maddie's been going ham, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Because he can. He's got the
Yeah.
funds to do so, but literally it's dropping like fat nuggets on like art pieces, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's helping artists become famous.
So that's what we want to do to game devs, essentially.
Yes.
True.
This is what
Exactly.
exactly what we want to do. Like, it's cool what he's doing. I think the artist he's supporting is called Fuocious. Or something
Fuocious, yeah.
Fuocious. It's like a.
She makes really good art too.
and she's
man.
really
It's
young,
like-
right? Like she's
yeah,
still in high
she's
school.
17.
Yeah, so she's like, "Yo, I'm making more money than my parents now. Like, fuck off, mom and dad. I'm moving out."
Yeah.
You know. But that's
yeah,
that's
she was tweeting it's like, I'm in math class and somebody's buying my NFT art for like 5,000.
Yeah, dude. What the hell? So I
Damn,
want to
man.
see
We gotta
that.
get our little sister on that.
Dude, that's
On
what I'm
that boat.
saying, man.
Yeah.
Just be a creator.
Like, we
Yeah.
have so much knowledge that we're like telling our nephews and like all these kids around us, like, hey, you should be coding, bro.
Yeah.
You should be doing some NFT arts.
Yeah.
But nobody listens to us.
Yeah, just content creation is where it's at. Like if you have the ability to create content, then you should be doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And she just happens to be in a valuable space.
Yeah, for sure. She recognized it. Ferocious.
Fuocious. Yeah. So who knows who the next Fuocious will be as far as like either 3D asset creation wise. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, and we're gonna assist.
Well, meta creator, whatever.
We're
Yeah.
gonna assist as many as possible with
Yeah.
with MetaZone and deployment in Decentraland,
Yeah.
NFTs, tokens.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
So give us some time, man. Have some patience for those of y'all still,
Stake your
clinging on.
stake your bitcoins in our platform.
Yeah, right.
Bitcoins. Yeah, dude.
All right. Well, so what's the time on there, Iman? I can't see.
114.
114. Okay,
That
that's
is correct.
good. All right, guys.
Perfect
Thank
timing.
you. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment on the YouTube channel. That really helps a lot. Also, follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner and also at MetaZone.io. And thank you for listening.
Join our Discord.
Join our Discord as well.
And follow Ethermon
Yeah.
and all their cool stuff.
Get some Ethermon eggs. Dude.
I don't know how the hell, like, are they ever going to sell these?
They will. Yeah, they will sell.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
for
whenever
sure.
these become sellable or purchasable,
And I think
we'll
they're-
let y'all know.
There are also going to be prizes too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In an event that's coming up.
Dude, that's killer. Like, who the
Yeah.
fuck? I'm telling you right now, I'm holding these in my hand. These things are very well made.
Yeah,
No
they are.
joke.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
better than some of the shit I've seen like in mainstream stores. You know what I'm saying? Like they're soft.
Yeah, they're good quality.
And
They're
they have
plushy.
a good solid
Like they just fucked up my water bottle. Like so they're a little aggressive. Like I mean they're cool, man. And they're NFTs. Like come on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool, guys. We will see you next week.
All right, we're out. Peace.
Yeah, thanks, guys.